Channel. And man, first thing I want to say is thank y'all for all the love. My channel's got so many more views. People are commenting so much. I'm a, I think I'm gonna give out 10,000 milk. So I might probably do two things. If you'll put your address down in the comments, I'll pick one of them, and I'll just send 10,000 milk to it. Um, yeah, we'll just do that. I want to get people more involved. I've been thinking about it all day. I know there ain't been a lot of great news come out, and prices fluctuating down here. You can't see it, but it's 81 cent, and I've just been thinking about the community and the overall kind of vibe going on in the Discord right now, and Telegram and Twitter. Um, it's really late, so I'm sorry if I look so tired. But I wanted to share some information a little bit more in depth about how I look at these situations when prices have been falling and what I do to try to make sure that I come out ahead. And I'm gonna tell you what I do, but I'm also going to tell you a couple different options that will um, may suit you better. And I'll try to give you the most accurate information I can. And I'll tell you that even after watching the video, do your own research about some of these things. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone that has been very fortunate, and I'm really passionate about helping people. So I think this is a way that I can help a lot of people, and this just seems to be the medium I do it with. So without further ado, I mean, don't forget about putting your address down there. Um, let's talk about one option and why I think it's good for novice investors. The baby in USDT farm. When I originally got into this, it was a really good option because it's a less risky option. It's an option that allows you to, let's say, if you take $1,000, half of it is tied to US dollar tether. So you got 500 US dollar tether, 500 in baby, and if baby goes up in value, only half of your investment is fluctuating because the other is pegged at $1. Um, the advantages of that is stability. If you're kind of new to investing, crypto can be a very it can be a very uncomfortable ride sometimes. So you want to be in a place emotionally where you can make the most solid investment decisions. I've seen a lot of people in Discord making some irrational decisions, and I would not recommend doing that. And maybe the best way for some younger investors or more novice investors is to not put yourself in a situation where you're making very emotional decisions. This farm will allow some people to do that. The trade off is you just don't have as big of a return. So they're going to pay. BabySwap.finance is going to uh, put 122%, every year. So if you put your money in, when you come back and you look at it, it's 122%. It's almost like an interest in the bank, basically. Now these fees fluctuate because they're looking at this over like a 24-hour period, and they're saying, well, you got this amount of money in here, and because there's been so much volume, these fees would equal this rate over a year's time, if that makes any sense. So, like, if whatever 48% is, let's say it was $480, whatever that is over the last day, that's basically what you made in that. And if you continually every day take your profit out and reinvest it, you'll get a larger return as well. See, and that's what you're looking at here. That this number here is if you just leave it in and don't touch it. This here is where you put your money in, and every day you pull it out. When you take your profit, you'll be paid in baby swap token. You get half of it in US dollar tether, and you form it back into a liquidity pool token, and then put it back into the farm. That's what they're referring to here with this. The next option is this pool. Auto baby restaking is at 97%. And you'd say, well, this is a bigger percentage. So what's why would anyone want to do this? Well, the reason they'd want to do that is because by having a full $1,000 in there, um, you're going to have at the end of the year double the amount of tokens. So think of it this way: you have $500 and $500 US dollar tether and baby swap token in the farm. Well, you only got $500 in baby swap token. So at the end of the year, your value has went up some. But with this pool, you have $1,000 in, and then they're going to double that basically. So that's the incentive here for them to do that. The automatic restaking is a very good option if you're the type of investor that doesn't like to look at it every day. If some people, I personally look at my stuff every single day, all day, every day. Can't help it. I just love everything about it. But some people also prefer to stake and collect it at different time periods. Um, for whatever different reasons. Sometimes they don't want to reinvest it until there's a big difference in price or whatnot. Um, I think this is a better option. But with this option also comes a 2% performance fee. Basically, they're charging you to automatically reinvest this and use that, I guess, protocol would be the word to do that. Here's another option, vBaby. So in vBaby, the current percentage is 281%, which compared to this is, incredible. And not only that, but it's also better than this. So when we're looking at vBaby, well, if this is so much better, then why isn't everyone doing it? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that, and I wanted to kind of go over it. This particular option is what I do, and it isn't necessarily for everybody, and I'll tell you the pros and cons of it. In vBaby, there's different, see if I can pull this up. In vBaby, you take a 10% penalty to pull your money out, and it doesn't matter how long you leave it in there, it's 10%. So if you put your money in there today and you pull it out tomorrow, even at this interest rate, you're going to take a loss. So this is for and designed for long-term holders. So if you're very serious about your investment and you're going to be a long-term holder, um, this is a far better option than the others, particularly if it's baby swap token that you're trying to Like you're trying to get the absolute best return on your investment. You feel very confident in that you want to be a baby swap token holder, and it is a more risky option in that um, you're tying all you don't in a farm you have your baby swap token and your US dollar tether, so you don't see those fluctuations as much. In vBaby, you're going to see some fluctuations because everything is just 100% baby. So it may be a roller coaster for you, and you have to kind of make a commitment going in that um, within about, I think it's the first month, and someone will probably check me out on that, and they can verify it for me. But that first month, you basically can't do nothing, and that's assuming that the price stays the same. Because if the price goes downhill, you may have to hold even longer. But for me, and the reason that I in particular like this option is because I know for sure that I'm gonna hold a very long time. Like I'm not swayed by the price fluctuations, and I would think most whales are the same way. They understand that price fluctuations is part of Wyckoff's principles. So there's going to be things that happen in the market that are are basically you're running a cycle. There's no start and finish. It just depends on what part of the cycle you're in. And because of crypto being so new, there's not, even though there's, let's say, $1 trillion in it, there's not as much as there is in the stock market. So there's a lot more volatility, and a lot more people take profit. I think a lot of people tend to think that um, whales are trying to take a lot of profit all the time, and that's not accurate. In particular, let's say the crypto you, someone made a comment to me that please don't sell all my milk. I, I don't. I don't sell. I accumulate more. That's the biggest. That's probably one of the biggest misunderstandings. I'm not interested in selling. I'm interested in accumulating more. So when they're thinking that whales are steadily selling and selling and selling, the whales that's in most uh, crypto or whatnot, they're not known for selling. They make news for selling. They're known for holding. The Winklevoss twins, they're known for holding. Um, you know, so that's a big misconception. This is what I can guarantee. If you think that you have some type of Cinderella story in your mind that one day you're going to be extremely wealthy from crypto, it somewhere in that story it's going to say, "Oh, I held for a long time." I mean, in a long time, I'm not. I don't want to. A long time could be a year. Some people it could be 5 years. Some people it could be 10 years. But one thing it ain't is next week, next month. It's an extended period of time. Um, it's often through many cycles in the market. In my particular case, I watched it go from 8 cent to $1 to 30 cent to 4.50 to 77 cent, and it can be an emotional roller coaster. So it you have to learn to be disciplined. You have to be able to be very calm in a sense of when everyone else is being very panicky. I see, like I said before, I see a lot of people make some irrational decisions in their crypto U right now. A guy said that he was selling off all his characters and everything, and he literally they were they were doing the beta test um, for the game, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to the very first day of the beta test. And not only that, but he was trying to sell off at a 25% loss. So I mean, uh, I should say, I don't know if that's a good decision or a bad decision, but that's not the type of decision that I'm making. So if people are interested in what, whales are doing, or maybe even just my perspective, and then you can kind of formulate a completely different type of situation there. I'm just kind of giving you my perspective on things, and you know, take it for what you paid for. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to give you financial advice. I'm just trying to give people more information so they can make even more informed decisions. Um, but that 281%, just to kind of give you an idea, there is another member of this community that um, I'm gonna pull this up. Is it already? Oh, there it is. Another member of this community that has created this calculator. Shout out to Daryl. And this guy is amazing. He's gonna put all this stuff together. He did the daily mining calculator. You could put your stuff in there. Um, you could. Uh, he's got this right here set up so you can search. I mean, this is an absolutely amazing tool, guys. Like this is, you know, I was doing all this before all this was here. That's how I ended up with like this notebook. Like, and this. See, I was tracking. See, I was tracking all this stuff manually. I was writing it down before this came along. So when this came along, this is really a game changer. Y'all should really, really look into that. There's man, man, it is the amount of effort and stuff that this dude did is incredible. So, but back to vBaby. Um, Me personally, like I said, this is what the option that I chose um, because I'm gonna be a long-term holder. I can handle the market swings. I'm comfortable with my investment. I don't need to live on my investment. That's another thing that don't. I think a lot of people put a lot of money in that they can't afford, and I would say that the way I started is I started at like $10 a week, and once I got comfortable at $10 a week, you can always increase it. But there's a lot of people out there that says I can't afford to do $10 a week, or I can't afford to do $1 a week. I would have it automatically drafted out of my checking account, and you have to find a way to make money while you sleep. As I mean, you can you can spend all the hours that you're awake working, but the people that become really wealthy are making money while they sleep. So just keep that in mind. You know, when you're looking at this calculator, if you take an initial investment of $1,000, that's uh, looks like 12.462 vBaby right now. That is paying you $7.70 a day. Now, if you cash that out within the first month, you're going to take a penalty on that. But basically, what it's doing is just showing you, and look at this too. This is compounding to 28,898 times a day. I mean, compound interest is the biggest force in the universe. When you look at 30 days, look how this thing is really going. I mean, it's crazy. You're up 25% in 30 days. People would kill to have that kind of rate. Um, look at look at your 1 year. So at 281%. You took $1,000 and you made $15,000. Now there's some assumptions there, but um, that's assuming that this was to stay the same, and guess what? It's not. And that's also assuming that the price is going to stay the same, and guess what? It's not. But the reason I did decide to do this is because I felt like the price is really low right now. So I feel like um, I want to try to accumulate as many tokens as I possibly can. And, you know, while it's low, it's easier to do that. With this trading volume and people panic selling, it pushes this up. I've seen it over 300 here, not even too long ago, like an hour ago. This this graph is I mean, whoa. How could you not be happy if you look back at a year and you had 1,000 and went to 15? You know, the price. Do I think the price is going to change? I absolutely do. I think they're going to get the crypto U worked out, and when they do, it's going to push the price right back up. And then I will have accumulated a ton of tokens, and not only have I accumulated a ton more, but now they're going to be worth a considerable amount more. My return is that would be an outstanding decision if it worked out. But that's the reason I decided to do it. Um, if people put their wallet down there, I'll pick one of them. I'll probably give it a day or two. I'd appreciate it, man, if y'all comment. It's really, it means a lot to me. I try to respond to everybody and I try to cover everyone's questions. Just really passionate about helping people, and I hope that through some of my lessons, maybe that I have learned, maybe it will help you in a way. Um, but once again, guys, I won't keep going on and on and on. But thank y'all, and drop your address down there. I'm gonna pick somebody, and I'm gonna bless them with a little bit of milk, man. Thank y'all.